having that.
Yeah, if you could say yours are, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time of day again. You need to wake up, hit record. My name is Lori Yoakum. I am the director of Wilson Public Library. And today is our community chat. And we're supposed to have Allison Johnson, but she decided she needed to take a vacation, which we all need probably. But Karlie and Jordan Starman are here. They are on the Platte Valley Tailwinds committee. So we are excited to hear all about the event that's coming up at the Cozad Municipal Airport Father's Day weekend, which is June 14th, 15th, and 16th. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the second annual Platte Valley Tailwinds Father's Day weekend at the Cozad Airport. On-site camping available all weekend. Pre-sale tickets are available on the website. I guess I'll just go over the schedule and everything that we have, and then we can answer any questions that you have. I'll lead with, we do need a lot of volunteers, so anybody interested in coming out and helping, definitely get in touch with us. Hot air balloons are definitely going to be the highlight. Those pilots come in on Thursday, so first thing Friday morning at 6 a.m. those balloons will take flight from the airport, and they take off at 6 a.m. They cannot control the path of flight, so the wind just kind of takes them wherever they go. So they take off from the airport and all different directions from there. That's Friday morning. Friday evening then starts the social cocktail hour and then the live music. Friday evening is the Sweetwater Band, same band as last year. They were very good. They're like 70s, 80s, 90s cover band. Steak dinner or burgers. There's also a cruise night that night. So that will line up at 6:45 and take off at 7. And then there's the hot air balloon glow. So all the hot air balloons will line up. Did you watch the glow last year? Where they, so they'll line up and then they don't take off, but they just line up and then they just light up and they stay on the ground. So that's
really neat, and the whooshing is just
It's calm.
It is, yeah, it's like white noise.
Yeah.
So
That was my favorite part.
it's everything with the hot air balloons is weather dependent. So that'll be at the pilot's discretion. So flight in the morning and then live music and meal in the evening on Friday. Saturday morning, another weather dependent hot air balloon flight. And then general admission gates open at 11 a.m. there at the airport for the car show and airplane fly-in, retail and craft vendors, kid activity, food trucks, beer garden. That's at 11 a.m. Come out and enjoy, the kid activities, some shopping, check out the airplanes and the cars, beer garden all day. And then at 5 o'clock, full denim jacket is the opener from 5 to 7:45. And then at 8 o'clock, the headliner is James Lee Band, and they will play from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. At dusk, there will be another hot air balloon glow out there at the airport. And then we're not exactly sure what the schedule is going to look like, but at some point, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there will be tethered hot air balloon rides where you can go up in a tethered ride in the hot air balloon at some point throughout the weekend. So once we get that lined up, we'll announce that. Sunday morning, another morning hot air balloon. They call it a free flight, meaning they take off and they go on their flight at 6 a.m., weather dependent. And then at 10 a.m. is the Father's Day champagne brunch from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And Studio 6 Bistro is doing the lunch again this year.
That's a lot of stuff going on.
It is. It's a fun lineup.
So you need a lot of volunteers.
You do.
Who, if you're, people out there are interested when they watch this, how do they get involved? Who do they contact?
We have
what are the different things? I mean, are Are you locked into every day, all day? Can you kind of pick and choose?
No. Easiest way to get in contact, we have a Google form on our website where you can just put in your contact information and someone will reach out to you. We have it laid out really easy where you can tell us your availability and we can punch you in to, if you're interested in aircrafts, we can, put you near the airplanes. If you're more of a sit down and take money at the gate type person, we've got 2-hour slots, we've got 4-hour slots, whatever your availability is. We've got, highlighted what our, most important spots are, where we're really meeting people and where we're, more low priority, where it'd just be really nice to have an extra set of hands. So yeah, I mean, we're really going into this year more organized and more prepared than last year. So,
can you tell everybody your concerns and why you need so many volunteers?
Yeah, I would say.
Which is an awesome thing, by the way.
Yes. First of all, just how neat the event is and just the excitement that it brings. Second of all, if you go to the Facebook page, let me just read off the number. Number of responses interested, 14,000.
So 14,000 people have
Yeah.
actually clicked the button
Yes.
that they are interested in coming.
Yeah.
So it's a huge thing for Cozad, for Dawson County.
Yeah, the whole county.
Now, sorry guys, I'm just asking a question. You can interrupt me at all, anytime. How many balloons are coming right now? Do you know?
7.
7 hot air balloons.
Yep.
And when you say hot air balloon flights, and I know you said tethered, you just go up and you're tethered. Are they also doing actual rides in the flights, or that's just at a time they go flying?
The rides in the morning are reserved for sponsors and volunteers. The tethered flights, we only have 1 balloon doing tethered flights, so those will be first come, first serve, and those you can purchase.
Can you tell me a little more about, if you are a volunteer, you can get a flight? Because I'm sure there's probably criteria about that.
Yeah, so first, those will first be reserved for sponsors.
Okay.
And that's our first class sponsors and our business class sponsors.
Okay, and that can also, if people are interested in being sponsors, they can find that information
On
out
the website.
on the
Yep.
website too.
Yep, that's all on our website. Our website has all the information that people will need. And I do think we'll end up with enough sponsors to fill all of those.
I was just gonna ask,
Yeah.
how many, is there a certain amount you're looking for, and how full are you, and is there a deadline? for
We're
becoming a
always
sponsor?
looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
To be included in all of our promotional material, May 1st is our deadline. We need to have everything, logos presented, addresses, all of that information by May 1st.
Okay, so there's only a couple weeks left.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, but we are more than welcome to accept new sponsors.
Okay.
So,
Great.
And that's because they'll be on t-shirts and, things like that we have to get printed and completed, so.
You said that pre-sale tickets are available now.
Mhm.
How much does that cost, and is there like, if I only wanna go on Fridays, do I have to buy a ticket for everything?
No, so, they're all at different levels, and I think, I'll pull up the website, so I'm not
Yeah.
misquoting, because they're all a little bit different.
all of our main committee has different areas that we're responsible for.
So Jordan, what's your committee?
I'm sponsor.
Sponsor, okay.
I'm doing sponsors, and then office work, so collecting the mail, making sure everything's scanned in and divvied out to the right group and committee chair, so.
Okay, who is the chairperson for volunteers, or does each committee have their own volunteers too?
Allison and I.
Yeah.
Allison, Donner Johnson, Karlie Buss would be the people to
Volunteers.
talk to.
Yes.
Or you can fill out the Google form online.
Okay, and it's plattevalleytailwinds.com, and then across the top, there should be a tab that says camping/tickets/parking.
Oh gosh, tell us a little bit about camping. You can camp?
Yep,
Mm-hmm,
yep.
you can camp.
So we're working on putting together a map that will kind of show the layout and just visually be able to see where the camping is. But yes, you can purchase RV camping or tent camping on site for the entire weekend.
So this is on-site at the airport,
Yep,
not necessarily over at Community Park, which also has camping
Right,
spots
yep.
available.
yep. So, okay, Friday, general admission, which is for the live music, is $5. And that's for 13 and older. 12 and under is free.
So that's from 6 to 10 for the Sweetwater Band,
5:30.
5:30.
Gates
Oh,
open
yeah.
at 5:30. Yep.
That's a great price.
Yeah, and that you get to
For live
watch,
music?
you watch the classic car cruise, the balloon glow, everything. So the steak dinner tickets are $25.
Is that the same as last year where your committee is, making steaks and the burgers?
Yes, yep, yep. So you can purchase the steak dinner for 25. Let me not misquote that. The $25 for the steak dinner includes your general admission ticket.
That's an even better price.
So that's your ticket prices for Friday, and these are pre-sale, so it
Okay.
might change as we get closer to the event. Saturday, general admission to get in for the car show, airplane fly-in, vendors, kid activity, food trucks, and all evening. So if you leave and come back, this is your all-day pass. $10 for adults, $5 for students.
The students are age 13 to 17.
So under 13 is free?
12 and under is free.
Wow.
Tent camping, $20 for the weekend, RV camping, $30 for the weekend.
And then Sunday, there's probably really not a cost other than just the champagne brunch?
Yep.
And how much is that?
Brunch is on a separate page, it's loading. There it is, yeah. Adult tickets are 18. And then, okay. So if you're 17, it's $17. If you're 16, it's 16, 15, it's 15, 14, it's 14.
You pay your age.
So on.
Yeah,
Ouch.
you pay your age. Well, not
Pay your age.
after the age of.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that's gonna be a pretty big check I'd have.
Okay, so this is the way I'm reading it. From age 6 to age 18, you pay your age.
Okay. So
After
if you're
that,
6
it's-
years old, it costs $6.
Yeah.
And then below that is free.
That's how I'm reading
That's a great way to celebrate your dad. You said Studio 6 is the food vendor that day. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Your lineup for cruise night on Friday, where are they driving to? Are they driving around town?
They went around town.
Yeah, I
last year.
think last year they went, by the 2 nursing homes, so by Emerald and by Meadowlark, and then out and around town. I think about a 30-minute cruise just around town.
So same thing, if you have a classic car, I'm sure there's a form on the website to get involved. When do you have to sign up by to get, to be a part of the classic?
No, there's not. You can show up the same
You
day.
can show up the same day.
Although pre-registering is nice so that we kind of have an idea.
Is there a cost to be in the classic show?
Not for the cruise, but there is for the show.
Okay, that's good to know.
There's so many prices.
Right. That's why we're glad to have you.
The head of the card show is Patricia Curtis.
And
Your
your husband,
contact for that.
and her husband, Travis.
Travis. Okay.
Who's in charge of the airplane flying?
Bob Mann.
Okay, I guys say that. And then, can you also talk a little bit about the retail and craft vendors? Have those already been chosen?
We are still in the process. We are looking for a few more vendors for the day, but we have a lot of different varieties of vendors. Oh gosh, the Impact Closet's gonna be there. I can't remember all of them that are gonna be there, to be quite honest with you. Don Beans is kind of head of the vendor committee. So, food, we have like Sambo's Pizza's coming, the Tap House is going to be there. I believe we'll have Cotton Candy was one of them. Rick Love is bringing snow cones. We have more food.
Bounce houses, well, there'll be bounce houses out there.
Yep.
Okay, back to
There's a
the
lot of
car
others.
show. If you early register, you do get a discount. Early registration by May 1st for one vehicle is $20. 2 vehicles by May 1st is $35. After May 1st for one is $25. After May 1st for 2 is $40.
When you do the pre-sale for admission tickets, is that pre-sale done May 1st also?
We don't have a
Cutoff date.
cutoff date for pre-sale tickets yet. We don't know if we'll increase that price yet.
Okay.
So you know how many people attended last year?
About 700.
For a first year event, that was huge.
And then, you talk about inclement weather. You know what those parameters are? And I know like wind speed is a big one. I think like 2 days ago, I don't think you would have had it go up at 35-mile-an-hour winds.
Wind, heat affects whether they can
Right.
fly or not. Rain will affect whether they can fly or not.
You know, like the wind speed or the temperature that prevents them.
I think it's 85 degrees.
Okay.
They can't fly any hotter than that. I don't know.
Fog
affects
Yeah.
that, yeah. There was only one, I think, Friday morning they couldn't fly last year.
They didn't, I don't think they did the wind blow that night either, Friday night.
Was it?
It was.
I think it rained.
Yeah.
And then last year, there's talk of having like a bus service to take people downtown to restaurants. Are they doing that this year?
Yeah, I think, and I think Price's Reynolds was out there last year.
Yeah, it was, not as utilized, so.
Yeah.
But they did do it. And we have been talking about it this year. We've also talked to the school about helping with busing people in case we need to have alternate parking.
Right, so if 14,000 people show up,
Parking.
parking becomes an issue, yeah.
Yes.
That would be the logistics committee.
Neither of us are on that committee.
Laura, they just need to do like people do for a football game. You know, park cars on your lawn for
Yeah.
$25 and
Take you out
this
there.
close together
Yeah.
and it costs you more the closer you get to the event.
Yeah.
So we would definitely encourage people to buy pre-sale tickets so
Yeah.
we can get an idea of our needs for these
Parking
logistics.
and volunteers to help with parking, obviously, because.
I mean, the crazy thing is, even if you just get 1/10 of that, that's still double
Yep.
what you had last year, which is awesome.
And there's plenty of space out at the airport to accommodate parking.
There is, and I believe our backup location is in it over across from Meadowlark. I believe.
That might be, yeah,
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's what they planned on last
probably
year also.
over by
yeah,
the
east or
apartment.
west of Meadowlark.
Yeah, but we didn't end up needing to use that last year. So this year might be a little different depending on those pre-sale tickets. So that'd be a good problem to have, too many cars, not knowing.
So, okay, I'm just going with questions again, because Saturday, if you buy a ticket for $10, it's all day, so you can leave and
Right.
come back.
Right.
So if people even just want to come for the music at the end of the night, still $10 just to walk in.
Yeah.
I think this is really affordable for families.
We want it to be.
You know, from all over. I heard nothing but great things about the champagne brunch last year.
It's fabulous.
I think that was the first solid decision anybody had was Studio 6 is coming back to do the champagne brunch this year. So I think that was
Hands down.
Yeah,
hands
that was
down.
good.
There was
We're
no
not
questions
changing
asked.
that.
Nobody even said, but there's other options. It was just Studio 6. So it's very good for Brittany.
So I've been manipulating questions. Jose, do you have any questions, these guys?
I have a few. So you mentioned that you had this event last year. I'm sure afterwards you heard a lot of great comments from community members. So I'm curious to know, what were some of the comments that stuck out to you that were positive, and what were some of the recommendations people said that you maybe had to change for this year's event?
Oh, gosh.
I was not on the planning committee.
I wasn't either.
Okay, all right.
I should, yeah. We had a lot of really good comments though, from the ones that I heard, because, being in the chamber, I feel like sometimes when you have different events and different organizations, I feel like we always end up hearing about them. We got a lot of really good compliments on, what were they? The car show, we had a great turnout, the great variety that were out there. It had drinks, everything being out there, the kids' activities. It was just everybody said it was a great family-friendly event. So I don't really believe I heard much about what we could possibly do better.
I think the possibly could do better had nothing to do with the committee. It was, Mother Nature, and nobody has control over that.
The only thing I heard a couple of times were just, like some people wanted to come just really for the car show, but they weren't really sure what time the car show started. So we're working out all of that, so just fine tuning
And I think the biggest pain point last year was lack of manpower.
Yes, but that wasn't really a complaint or a comment, so to speak, from
The public.
That was the committee. Yes,
Internally.
the committee. So when you have either 600-700 people at an event,
It's a lot of work.
and when you have alcohol, you need to be able to monitor everything staying within that gated area, so it just becomes.
So you'll see us around, all these different committees will be out, hitting up different organizations. The
Volunteers.
high school volleyball team has stepped forward to do the concession stand, which is great. So
Will be a really good fundraiser for them, because they're gonna split in a way, I don't know the exact percentage, but they will benefit from doing those concessions. So they're not just doing it out of the.
Well, and then, when you say high school, definitely make sure that you're talking to the class sponsors up there, because kids need community service for lots of different things. So this would be a great way. Get some community service. I've been up in a balloon. Have any of you guys been up in a balloon before?
I did.
Did you go last year?
I went last year. Yep, we volunteered last year, so we got to go on a ride.
I don't know.
I went to California and I loved it. We actually even hit 2 trees, and it was so zen. And you're like, oh,
Okay,
we
we
hit a tree. Move on.
I'm not scared of heights by any means, but there's something, I just don't know how it would feel not having something
I'll just say,
grounding you.
yeah,
I
I'll just
don't.
say for me, I get more nervous in an elevator than I did on up in the air, that you can get shot down.
I think it'd be awesome.
Great things about it.
They can't control anything.
Yes.
All they
Yeah.
can control is going up
It's
and coming
high.
down.
Yeah.
So they can go
control it.
higher to catch a different wind.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's very neat.
And I think that's what freaks me out a little bit, is there is no control. You're just free falling. I
There's
don't know.
no control, but we ended up a mile from my house.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Yeah, when I went, we were supposed to land in a park, and every time we went down, there was a draft of wind, and it pushed us. So we were supposed to have a 45-minute ride. Ours was an hour and a half. We couldn't ever find a place to land. So actually, when we were landing, that's when we hit another tree.
So what altitude do they typically fly at?
I don't know. The pilots are all gonna be out there though during the balloon glow, and they are so friendly.
And that's one thing I heard last year, is that the
The
pilots who came
were
were
fantastic.
just in
Yes.
awe of how many people showed up. So they were like, we're coming back. And we're there How many pilots were there last year?
6.
6, so they got enough.
And some of them brought their families, and I believe all of the pilots from last year are coming back this year.
And one
So,
more.
yep. They were letting kiddos get in and take in the baskets while they did the balloon blow and take pictures. And I mean, they encouraged it, really. They were asking people, they were so friendly, and things like that, I'm certain they would absolutely love to answer, Chuck. What altitude, the right conditions, all of that, I'm certain they would be
interested.
more than happy.
I
So
don't know.
if you've got 6 pilots returned from last year, that probably tells you it's a success.
They enjoyed
Because
it.
they're not gonna, I think they have plenty of opportunities that, if you put on a poor event, someone may not have.
I heard one of them had a fun story about how they, quote unquote, they didn't really crash landed downtown Denver. Don't remember which pilot is, so you'd have to come and ask that story. But I mean, it's fun to chat with them and hear their stories.
Now, one thing that I don't think you guys are doing that they did last year, they did some things with kites.
Yeah, not bringing that back.
Yeah, and I think that was an issue just with the wind and the rain.
Mhm. And I think the airplanes coming into land was one of the
Just didn't get
issues.
to use them very much. Yeah.
Well, what else do you have to tell us about Platte Valley Tailwinds?
Just that this will be the last one for a couple years. We would love to see it travel throughout Dawson County. If someone watches this and wants to bring it to Gothenburg or Lexington.
And that was kind of the idea last year, right?
Yeah.
And
And it
both
doesn't,
Gothenburg and Lexington said, no, not this year, correct?
right, and it doesn't have to be at an airport, if it wanted to be at the fairgrounds or, any other location. We have a really strong foundation as far as, we would hand over all of our planning that we have here, so.
And I'm certain members of our committee would even be willing to
Help.
jump on board and help with.
Yeah, and if you think, it was 700 very successful last year,
Yeah.
and like I said, even if 1/10 of the people come, that's double
Yeah.
last year. That's
Well, just keep-
that's a great tourism opportunity for
It is.
Dawson County.
And the airport just has other obligations for the next couple of years that they can't host it, but yeah, we'd like to see it continue in Dawson County.
How many people are on your committee?
9. 9 of us, I'd say 5 consistently, but
I feel like there's more
Versus
than that. Is there only
14,000?
9?
Well, so there's 9 people that head it up, but then each group has their own committee that they're head up to.
well, when we say committee, it's like a committee of one.
Yeah. Like we have all of us and then we're each kind of,
So
In
it's,
charge of something, but you don't
Yeah.
necessarily have a committee.
and then
under-
once we start getting volunteers in, those volunteers that
Yes.
would fall under our
right,
committee.
yeah,
Okay, so when do you meet? How often do you meet?
once a week.
Right now, we're meeting every Monday.
Every Monday?
At 5:15 out of the airport.
At the airport, so are you still taking people at that point?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Definitely.
I know you can't spend a lot of time on backtracking because you need to be making
I was
decisions.
gonna say, it would
going
probably
forward.
be more towards filling in on what's going to be meeting done. The closer to the event, I'm certain the more the merrier at that point, so that we can.
Will there be just, for the people who sign up just to do whatever, will there be special meetings for?
Oh, absolutely not. We're just gonna throw them to the wolves. We haven't really got that. We haven't really discussed a whole lot of that yet, but I'm certain that the more we get interested in volunteering, more than likely.
Chuck, do you have any more questions?
Not that I can think of right now.
You've given us a lot of information.
He knows where to find us if he comes up with more.
It's true.
Well, and Jordan works at the Cozad Chamber, so if you have any questions, Jordan is at 3930.
Oh, your phone number, yes.
Yeah, so you can call the chamber at
That's our
784-3930 if you'd like to find out where the meetings are, what they need.
And Karlie's in the office with me, so if you do call me looking for Karlie, I can hand the phone over to her. It's very convenient.
But the best place is really to go to plattevalleytailwinds.com.
Yep, all the
kind of look
forms are
around.
there.
You do have a Facebook page, I heard you
Yep,
say?
yep.
Also under Platte Valley Tailwinds?
Yep.
Correct. Yep, and both of those have options to connect with us. And our email is plattevalleytailwinds@gmail.com. So everything is very consistent. So whatever
So
your
you have a
best-
flyer that we have here. When are flyers gonna be going up around town? Up around Dawson County?
I would assume as soon as we finish getting all of our sponsors back in. So
And that's,
May 1st
May
is our
1st
deadline.
deadline?
Yep. You might see some random ones here and there, calling for volunteers or just some information on our Facebook page, but the big flyers like we had last year will be.
So
closer to getting all
we
of our-
encourage everybody to go to plattevalleytailwinds.com, or their Facebook page, like their Facebook page, share, especially the SOS Help is Needed.
Yes.
Talk to your organization, see how you can help. Sounds like it's gonna be a great event. We're all gonna wish for Mother Nature to be on our side this year. If you're just looking for a fun event to take your dad to, or your aviator children to, you're gonna need to check this out. So,
Lots of fun stuff for everybody.
thank you, ladies, for coming today. Thank you to our crowd. Next month, which is May, Jordan will be back. Jordan will be back and we'll be talking all things chamber, but really about a new twist on the golf tournament
Yes.
that's coming up. So don't tell us
The
now.
golf tournament, but I think our main topic of conversation was also the
The
parking lot
parking
party.
lot
We have a lot of stuff
A lot of
going on
things
right
going
now.
on at the chamber. Jordan, we're just put a little promo out. The retail committee here in Cozad is having a sit shop stroll.
Shop.
I always do
Shop, fit, snack. Don't try to get back as fast. It's just not worth it.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It's everything chocolate, really. Our retail committee loves chocolate, if you haven't noticed. So we're gonna have a Humanities Nebraska speaker here at the library, Francisco Garcia, how chocolate twice conquered the American continent, a deliciously historical perspective. Sorry, it's a lot.
I was gonna say, you got that really well.
It's a big title. So he's just gonna give his little
His presentation.
presentation, yeah. And then a lot of our businesses downtown are gonna have chocolate themed drinks, snacks, and whatever they feel like doing in their store. If some of them may have sales or special promotions going on, I don't really know right at this very moment.
And when is this?
What was that?
When is this?
April 27th, so the last weekend of April. And we're going to do similar to like Karlie's poker run, but not poker. We're gonna have a punch card, so if you visit all of the locations, throw it into the last store that you're at, and then we'll do a drawing for a gift basket that all of those participating businesses are going to contribute to some sort of a gift. If you like chocolate and like hamburgers, Bernie and Tap House of Bar, they have a chocolate hamburger that day. It looks like it's got chocolate chips or something in it. I'm not sure. Kristen is just above and beyond. Rustic and Red is gonna have a chocolate fountain. Earl's Auto Glass is even participating. They're gonna have cupcakes and yoo-hoos and stuff. Fun day. We're excited.
Great. As far as the library, if you are interested in poetry, it's National Poetry Month. And this Saturday, which is the 11th, we have Theodora Valkowski, who is an assistant UNK English professor. She's going to be presenting her poetry along with the grad student Will Burns. That's at 11 o'clock. And then if you like cowboy poetry, R.P. Smith, who is a renowned cowboy poet from Broken Bow, he will be here on Thursday, the 18th at 6 o'clock. So we invite you to check out the library, check out Cozad, and thanks for joining us today.